headliner on UFC 199 on June 4th will be the Dominator, Dominick Cruz, completing his trilogy against the California kid, Urijah Faber. So we have main events featuring fighters from 7 different countries, including some new markets. We're going to be doing Brazil, USA, Dagestan, the Netherlands, Belarus, Canada, and Poland. It all leads up to UFC 200, the biggest event in UFC history, which will take place July 9th in Las Vegas as part of International Fight Week. For more information on that, go to UFC.com/200 for more information. All right, UFC Fight Night, Sunday, April 10th from Zagreb, Croatia. The main card starts at 2 p.m. Eastern on Fox Sports 1. Tickets are on sale now. And the headliner is between 2 top heavyweights. Ben Rothwell faces Junior Dos Santos.
With finishes of Alistair Overeem, Matt Mitrione, and Josh Barnett, Ben Rothwell has declared war on the elite of the heavyweight division, and he's not done yet. But to make his case for a title shot, he has to travel to Zagreb on April 10th and hold off the challenge of one of the best heavyweights of this era, in former world champion Junior Dos Santos, a Brazilian bomber determined to wear the belt once more.
Wow! Junior Dos Santos versus Ben Rothwell is a very important fight right now for the heavyweight division. First of all, Ben Rothwell has been on a tear. When you look at his knockout of Alistair Overeem,
oh my goodness!
When you look at his most recent submission of Josh Barnett, one of the best submission grapplers in the world.
Wow!
In front of Big Ben Rothwell is former UFC heavyweight champion Junior Dos Santos. Junior Dos Santos is one of the elite heavyweights on the planet and is still a very big test for anyone in the UFC's heavyweight division. And Junior Dos Santos has been in some incredible wars. And this is a very important fight for both men. And the winner will have established themselves as one of the top contenders in the division.
Sunday, April 10th, live from Zagreb, Croatia. It's UFC Fight Night. Dos Santos versus Rothwell.
Ladies and gentlemen, the number 5 ranked heavyweight in the world, Junior Dos Santos. Thanks for being here. And the number 4 ranked heavyweight in the world, Ben Rothwell. Thanks, sir. All right, Fox UFC Fight Night, Saturday, April 16th from Tampa, Florida. This one's on Big Fox. Tickets are on sale now. And the main event between 2 of the top lightweights in the world, Khabib versus Tony Ferguson.
The last man to defeat current world lightweight champion Rafael Dos Anjos, Dagestan's Khabib Nurmagomedov has soared to a remarkable 22-0 record that includes 6 UFC victories. But there may not be a hotter fighter in the stacked 155-pound weight class than his opponent on April 16th, Tony Ferguson, who's looked unstoppable, riding a 7-bout winning streak, including a trio of wins over Gleison Tibau, Josh Thompson, and Edson Barboza that have garnered El Cucuy 4 post-fight bonuses.
Tony Ferguson versus Khabib Nurmagomedov is one of the most important fights in the UFC's lightweight division right now. What Tony Ferguson represents is an incredibly tough guy with real knockout power and excellent grappling and submission skills as well. A guy that has an incredible amount of confidence behind him and a guy who is on a roll. Khabib Nurmagomedov might be the best grappler in the UFC's talent-rich 155-pound division. When you see his skill as well as his aggression level, his confidence, and his furious determination to impose his will on his opponents, it is all of the ingredients that you look for in a potential champion. I see potential champion in both of these men. This is a high-level, world-class mixed martial arts fight, and the winner will establish themselves as the clear #1 contender in the UFC's lightweight division.
On Saturday, April 16th, the UFC returns to Tampa for the first time since 2009, when Khabib Nurmagomedov faces Tony Ferguson on Fox.
Also on this card, Rashad Evans versus Shogun Rua, Lyoto Machida versus Dan Henderson, and Rose Namajunas versus Tecia Torres. All right, we're walking. Tony Ferguson, ladies and gentlemen. Khabib. All right, also coming up right now is the Tough 23, the Ultimate Fighter 23, straw weights and light heavyweights. Female straw weights, male light heavyweights. The show premieres on Fox Sports 1 on April 20th at 10 p.m. Eastern. The coaches for this season are world champion Joanna Jędrzejczyk and the #1 contender Claudia Gadelha.
On this season of The Ultimate Fighter.
Look what I bring.
Nice. She's not a person that I want to be around. When you fought me, you didn't win.
Shut your mouth.
I just want to beat the out of her more and more.
Don't cry. Go, go, go.
They are training like little girls in the primary school.
Let's go nuts.
I think a lot of the guys in the house are pretty confused right now.
This is different than anything I've ever dealt with. I'm gonna let you go home.
Go away.
Go where?
Go away.
Go where?
I'm gonna put you in shame.
Do it.
Let's fight. Come on, man. Who wants this fight? Come on. Oh, fight back.
Just hold.
April 20th on Fox Sports 1, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, Claudia Gadelha. And the champion, Joanna Jędrzejczyk. And that fight is going to be July 8th on the finale. I don't need any shit this early. July 8th, they're going to fight live on the finale on Fox Sports 1. All right, UFC 197, Saturday, April 23rd from the MGM Grand Garden Arena here in Las Vegas. On pay-per-view, tickets on sale today.
Demetrious Johnson remains the UFC flyweight champion.
Just absolutely amazing. He's the best. I'm telling you, that kid is the best.
Since September of 2012, there has been only one king of the flyweight division. And while some say that Demetrious Johnson has cleaned out the 125-pound weight class, 2008 Olympic gold medalist Henry Cejudo would like to dispute that notion. And in the co-main event of UFC 197 on April 23rd, he plans on becoming the second man to hold the UFC flyweight crown.
When Demetrious Johnson defends his world flyweight title against Henry Cejudo, we are seeing the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world today, and Demetrious Johnson, who has some absolutely sensational striking technique. A man who is a true champion.
Caught him again. That one wobbled him. Oh, and again he catches him.
Henry is very big for the flyweight division. He has legit power in his hands. He has some beautiful Muay Thai, and good luck taking that guy down. Good luck. You're talking about a guy who is the elite of the elite when it comes to wrestling. He's an Olympic gold medalist. We have never had an Olympic gold medalist win a world title in the UFC. He already has an undefeated mixed martial arts career. He's already looked amazing inside the octagon. But if he can beat Mighty Mouse, Henry Cejudo will go down as a real legend.
In Las Vegas on April 23rd, the unstoppable champion Demetrious Johnson hopes to turn back the stiffest challenge to his reign yet in unbeaten Henry Cejudo.
All right, also on this card, Anthony Pettis versus Edson Barboza, and Yair Rodriguez versus Andre Fili. Ladies and gentlemen, Henry Cejudo. And the number 2 pound-for-pound fighter in the world champion, Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson. All right, UFC 197, Cormier versus Jon Jones 2.
You got your ass whooped today, buddy.
No, I didn't. You're I can't wait to beat the out of you.
Yeah, just like you did today.
I wish they would let me next door so I can spit in your face.
You know I would absolutely kill you if you ever did something like that,
You
right?
could never kill me.
Oh, I bet you I could.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. And still, the undisputed UFC light heavyweight champion of the world, Jon Jones.
Jon Jones, in my opinion, is the absolute greatest fighter in MMA history, bar none. And if he didn't get himself into some trouble outside the cage, we would just be talking about one of the legends in any sport.
Breaking news just into Fox Sports 1. The UFC has stripped Jon Jones of his light heavyweight title and suspended him indefinitely after Jones.
First time since 2011, a man other than Jon Jones will be called champion at 205. Daniel's got it under the mat to lock it up and become the champion. It is all over. Daniel Cormier is the new UFC light heavyweight champion.
I have a message for one man. Jon Jones, get your together. I'm waiting for you.
Jon Jones, he has a new lease on life, and it seems he's taking this new lease on life very seriously. He's sober, he's training hard, he's staying in shape. Having that title stripped from him really kind of opened his eyes. That belt really meant a lot to him. I think it's made him really hungry to go back and reclaim his place.
But Jon needs to be completely on point because he's going to face a better Daniel Cormier.
I think he's shown that he can battle through anything. The 2 wars that he went through since that loss to Jon Jones has proven that Daniel Cormier can step in there with anybody.
But Daniel Cormier has to know nobody ever handled him the way that Jon Jones did.
Oh! Big kick to the body by Jon. Look at this. Jon taking down DC.
From Jon Jones' point of view, that's a belt that he never lost in the cage. I mean, there's a guy wearing his belt.
And I think that Jon wants to take that belt from Cormier as much as win it for himself. There's a real dislike between these 2 guys.
There's so much drama and intrigue that goes into this fight. What is Jon Jones going to be like mentally? What is Daniel Cormier going to be like now that he has the confidence of the title behind him?
These are the 2 best light heavyweights in the world, no doubt about it. Jon Jones, I don't care what the record says, he's undefeated. That one loss shouldn't have counted. Then you've got Daniel Cormier. He's beaten everybody in the world but Jon Jones. I think this is the biggest fight in light heavyweight title history.
I do not like DC.
John. Can you hear that, John?
Ladies and gentlemen, the former light heavyweight champion of the world, Jon Jones. Good. And the reigning, defending light heavyweight champion of the world, Daniel Cormier. All right, UFC Fight Night, Sunday, May 8th from Rotterdam, Netherlands. On FS1, the main card starts at 2 p.m. Eastern. Tickets go on sale March 24th. Yeah. That's Alistair versus Arlovski. Play the video.
Alistair Overeem has won practically everything there is to win in the world of mixed martial arts. But the only thing missing from the former Strikeforce, K1, and Dream Champions trophy case is a UFC Heavyweight Championship. On May 8th, the Reem, fresh from wins over Stefan Struve, Roy Nelson, and Junior Dos Santos, returns home to the Netherlands to battle the Pitbull, former world champion Andrei Arlovski.
Andrei Arlovski versus Alistair Overeem is a fight between two of the very best strikers in the UFC's heavyweight division. These guys are so big, they hit so hard, that any one legitimate shot that lands could potentially end a fight at any moment.
Oh, he's down. He's out.
Andrei Arlovski, who's the former UFC heavyweight champion, would love to get back on the winning track. And the man in front of him that could potentially stop that progress is Alistair Overeem, one of the most decorated combat sports athletes ever. Either one of these fighters can land that big shot, and they're both top 5 contenders. They're both guys who are just one victory away from being next in line for a title.
On May 8th, the UFC visits the Netherlands for the first time when hometown hero Alistair Overeem takes on Andrei Arlovski at UFC Fight Night Rotterdam.
Ladies and gentlemen, Andrei the Pitbull Arlovski. And the number 3 ranked heavyweight in the world, Alistair Overeem. All right, UFC 198, Saturday, May 14th. It's a stadium show from Curitiba, Brazil. Tickets on sale March 30th and available on pay-per-view. The other fights on that card are Jacare Souza versus Vitor Belfort, Damian Maia versus Matt Brown. And the main event for the heavyweight championship, Fabricio Werdum versus Stipe Miocic.
After steadily chipping away at the heavyweight elite, Stipe Miocic became one of them after knockout wins over Mark Hunt and Andrei Arlovski.
This could be it. It's it. It's all over. Just like this.
In the main event of UFC 198 on May 14th, the Ohio native will get his crack at championship gold when he challenges the best heavyweight in the world, Fabricio Werdum. It's a chance for Werdum to cement his legacy as the best heavyweight ever and do it in his home country of Brazil.
Guillotine. Lock it in. Can he get it? He stopped it. It is all over. It is all over.
What Fabricio Werdum has done is taken the type of determination and will and focus that made him one of the greatest jiu-jitsu competitors in the UFC's heavyweight division and put that same focus into his striking. He is arguably one of the greatest all-time heavyweight champions. When he faces Stipe Miocic inside the octagon, he is defending his title against a bound and determined challenger. Every time we've seen Stipe inside the octagon, we've seen improvements. He is in his prime, and he has an incredible amount of momentum and confidence on his side. Right now, Stipe Miocic stands as the man that Fabricio needs to beat to cement his legacy inside the octagon. If Fabricio Werdum can beat Stipe Miocic on top of that, there's a very strong argument that he's the greatest heavyweight ever.
The World Heavyweight Championship is up for grabs in Brazil on Saturday, May 14th, when Fabricio Werdum defends his crown against Stipe Miocic.
Ladies and gentlemen, Stipe Miocic. And the heavyweight champion of the world, Fabricio Werdum. All right, for the media, we will be hosting a FS1 UFC fight night on Sunday, May 29th, and we just don't have a venue or any fights announced, but we will be holding a date May 29th on Sunday for FS1 fight night. All right, moving on to UFC 199. It will be Saturday, June 4th from the LA Forum in Los Angeles, California. The co-main event will be Dominick Cruz versus Urijah Faber.
This guy chose me as an enemy, and I gladly accept.
Dominic, if you're out there, hide that UFC belt, baby. Coming to get it.
You can't stand with me. I beat you. I control the range.
Can't stand with you. It's ridiculous.
Then why'd you lose the fight?
Yeah, everyone thinks I won.
You're crazy.
The one thing that's for sure is we need to do this again.
He ain't touching the belt. He can't even reach it. I'll just have my hand like this, and he's gonna be reaching. That's it.
This one is for the belt. Dominick Cruz, Urijah Faber.
It was a return some thought we would never see. But after bouncing back from a series of injuries, Dominick Cruz completed his comeback for the ages in January with a win over TJ Dillashaw. The victory put the UFC bantamweight title back in Cruz's possession and set up the conclusion of a trilogy fight fans have been waiting for, as the Dominator meets the California Kid Urijah Faber for the third time in the co-main event of UFC 199 on June 4th. And to the winner goes a lifetime of bragging rights, something these two rivals may crave even more than the championship belt.
Urijah feels like he is a better fighter than he was the second time they fought, and he feels like he can put it to Dominick Cruz, put the pressure on him, corner him, and put him away. He truly feels like this is his opportunity to finally win UFC gold.
I've been sticking around a couple extra years just to let you heal up, buddy.
Dominick Cruz was elusive, his footwork was spectacular, his technical knowledge and his ability of moving in and moving out and landing shots and get out of the way of TJ's bombs was so impressive.
Nothing's changed. I just look forward to beating up more alpha fails.
To now being able to defend his title against his bitter rival in Urijah Faber makes this fight very, very exciting.
A rivalry comes to a close in what promises to be a spectacular showdown as Dominick Cruz tries to write a victorious end to his trilogy against Urijah Faber on June 4th at UFC 199.
Ladies and gentlemen, the California Kid, Urijah Faber. And the champ, Dominick Cruz. All right, and the main event for UFC 199 from the LA Forum in Los Angeles will be the rematch between Chris Weidman and Luke Rockhold.
I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna meet him in the middle of the cage. I'm gonna put my left leg in his gut, and then we're gonna fight my fight. Wherever the fight goes, I will win this fight.
Rockhold continuing to punish Weidman. It is all over! Luke Rockhold is the new UFC middleweight champion of the world! Wow.
The opportunity to watch two fighters in their prime compete against each other is a privilege for any fan. To watch it twice is even better. And on June 4th, UFC fans will get exactly that. UFC middleweight champion Luke Rockhold will defend his title against the man he won it from, Chris Weidman. It's a rematch that will settle the question of who the best 185-pound fighter in the world is, once and for all.
The first fight was incredibly competitive. When you saw Rockhold putting pressure on the champion with his kicks from the outside, when you saw Weidman putting pressure on Rockhold with the clinch, utilizing his strength and his grappling, you saw a very close and very competitive fight up until that moment. Chris Weidman threw a wheel kick, perhaps an ill-advised kick. Rockhold caught it, took him to the ground, and never let him up.
Continuing to punish Weidman. That's it. It is all over! Luke Rockhold is the new!
It was such a pivotal moment in that fight, such a clear moment of change, and we had a very clear new champion in Luke Rockhold. It was one of the most dominant performances of Luke Rockhold's career against one of the most dangerous challenges he's ever faced.
On June 4th, Luke Rockhold puts his middleweight crown on the line against the hungriest of challengers in former champion Chris Weidman.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Weidman. And the middleweight champion of the world, Luke Rockhold. All right, UFC Fight Night, Saturday, June 18th in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. This fight is on Fox Sports 1, and we literally just got this fight done. I love when we can put together number one versus number two in their prime, both coming off badass, unbelievable fights. Ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Rory MacDonald.
As the jockeying for a world title shot in the welterweight division heats up, two men stand above the rest. And on June 18th in Ottawa, former world title challenger Rory MacDonald, fresh from an epic battle with champion Robbie Lawler, returns to the octagon in his home country to face dynamic striking specialist Stephen Thompson, with Wonderboy hoping to add another high-profile name to the list of men he's vanquished.
Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is coming from the most spectacular victory of his career. And in that fight, we got to see what Wonderboy is truly capable of. Incredible combinations, laser beam precision. And what we're seeing is that type of striking skill combined with his newfound skill in grappling, and it has created a monster. Rory MacDonald is one of the most technical and the most crafty fighters in the UFC today. He's also a guy who's been to the top of the mountain. He's also a guy who's challenged for the UFC welterweight title in an unbelievably brutal war with the current champion, Robbie Lawler. He believes that this fight will show that he is capable of not just beating Wonderboy Thompson, but of getting back in there, fighting for the title, and becoming what he believes is his destiny.
Ottawa will be the site on June 18th as welterweight contenders Rory MacDonald and Stephen Thompson look to move one step closer to a world title shot.
Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. And Rory MacDonald. All right, and last but not least, UFC 200, Saturday, July 9th from T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas. We'll show you the feature.
Since UFC 100 in 2009, champions have risen and fallen, leaving an unforgettable mark in our storied history. New stars have emerged, and new weight classes have shown that in the octagon, we are breaking barriers. But this July, UFC is cemented as an undeniable force in the world of sport when UFC International Fight Week 2016 takes over Las Vegas. Fans will witness a UFC Fight Pass show on July 7th and the strawweight championship bout between Joanna Jędrzejczyk and Claudia Gadelha on July 8th. It all leads to UFC 200, a milestone event on July 9th at the Las Vegas Arena, the newest and most spectacular venue in the fight capital of the world. On July 9th, the wait for UFC 200 is over.
All right, who has the first question? Raise your hand, they'll bring you a microphone.
Dana, just real quickly, a couple details. July 7th, July 8th, do you have venues for those fight nights yet?
That is a good question. No, not yet. No.
All right, fair enough, thank you.
Thanks.
Jon Jones, welcome back, of course.
Hey, what's up, guys? So glad to be back.
Your entire fighting career has been nothing but great things inside of the cage, but there obviously have been a string of incidents outside of the cage.
Yes.
What's different this time around? Why are we not sitting around worrying about the next time something's going to go wrong?
You know, everyone's life, we're all on different journeys, Some people mature faster than others. Sometimes it takes people a little more, a few more mistakes to realize what they have and what they're messing up. For me, I felt as if this last situation really brought me to my knees. I lost respect nationwide. I lost my endorsements. I lost my job. I lost so much. And for me, this was rock bottom. So I really, over the last year, I've had the opportunity to kind of be alone and work on my character outside of being an athlete. And today I stand here 5 months sober, feeling amazing. Thank you. Feeling amazing, feeling rejuvenated, and I'm excited to get back in here, get on the right track, and put on some exciting fights for you fans.
Just quickly, have you ever thought about hiring a full-time driver? We joke about it sometimes, but serious, you could probably afford that at this point, right?
That's funny. Would that be tax deductible?
Would that be what?
Would that be tax deductible?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a little bit of a knucklehead behind the wheel, and that's something that I'm realizing and I'm working on. So sorry about that, guys.
Thanks, Jon. Just last thing for you, Jon. When you walked away, most people consider you the #1 pound-for-pound fighter on the planet. This week, Conor McGregor is saying that he's the #1 pound-for-pound fighter on the planet. Settle the debate for us. Do you relinquish that title while you've been away, or is he making claims that he doesn't deserve?
Connor's great for the sport. Hey, calm down. Calm down, you Irish. Calm down. Are you guys gonna let me finish? All right, so like I was saying, I think Connor's great for the sport. He's a magnificent competitor. He's someone that I've actually been watching a lot. I love the way he's doing a lot of things. He's bringing a lot of notoriety to the sport. Got a lot of celebrities watching us, so I'm definitely grateful that Connor's a part of this sport. And before I was pound for pound #1, I used to look at Anderson Silva and Georges St. Pierre, and I would think to myself, one day that's going to be me, and I would tell myself why I could be that. So he definitely has the right attitude. It's the way that he should look at himself as pound for pound #1. But at the end of the day, that'll always just be an opinion thing. You know, to my defense, you know, I've won 9 world titles, you know, so but I do respect his competitive spirit. I think it's very important.
Question for Daniel, please. Hey, Dan, first of all, I wonder how difficult is it for you to be with Jon again? It seems like, you know, you don't seem the same guy when you're near Jon that when you're not. And my second part of that question would be, what impact do you think the strength that Jon has put on, we see the videos that he's doing and his weightlifting, what impact do you think that will have on the fight?
Well, you know, when it comes to, Hey guys, that makes a lot of sense. It really does make a lot of sense. But boo me, yes, that makes a lot of sense. But okay, so first off, the reason I act a little differently around Jon, one is because of competitively, I want to get the best of him. Outside of that, I don't really agree with the entitled attitude that he puts off. Two, I do think it's impressive, some of the numbers that he's put up, but just because I don't post stuff on the internet, my every move, I'm doing the same type of things. That really does make a lot of sense.
And then, Jon, I just wonder if you could respond to what he said. I mean, you know, you just made a humble comment right there, and he said you have an entitled attitude, and I wonder, you're probably tired of hearing that type of stuff, but what's your response to what Dan just said?
Thanks for clarifying. I had no clue what he said over all those bulls. There's no secret. I've had a lot of issues in my career, and I think DC, he wants me to sit up here with my head hung low, and with a quitter attitude. But I went through my depressed moments. I've gone through my moment, and now I'm ready to get out of that and hold my head up high and forgive myself for some of the ways I've made mistakes and to move forward. So if he wants me to sit here all mopey, it's not going to happen, So.
Thank you. And the question for Dominick Cruz. Dominick, congratulations on winning the title. And I wonder if you just, now that you've had time since the championship to sit back on it, does it change your perception of what you actually accomplished? I know you knew it was a big thing at the time, but now that you have, had a month or so, 2 months to look back on what you did, how has your perception, if at all, changed on what you accomplished?
My perception hasn't really changed much on what I've done. It's just a matter of getting back to fixing the things that I didn't do well enough on that evening to have a better performance. Every fight I go into, I try to have the best performance I can. I wish that, every fight could go as fast as my fight with Takaya Mizugaki, but they don't always all go that well. So I just got right back to the drawing board. I spent this last month getting my body prepared for the next fight to beat up TJ Dillashaw's grandfather over there.
Dominick, you're gonna get whooped, brother. 1 finish in 9 years. Is that scary? And you beat TJ? Did you start a band puberty? The guy looked like a string bean. You come with back fat and look skinny fat. I mean,
get your chin out of the way, man.
Did they?
I can't hear what you're saying with your chin
start
in the way.
a band puberty? Both you guys look like crap.
Right back at your face.
I'm gonna smash you, brother. Believe that.
With what?
With what?
All you got is overhand right and the guillotine. That's it.
What the hell
it
are you
hasn't
gonna
changed.
do? What are you gonna do?
A haircut. You finally got a haircut.
Don't talk to me in a closed room
because you're gonna get sandals off. You're a mess, man.
Please.
A question for Daniel. Can you hear me, Daniel?
Yep.
I'm just curious what you make of. I'm just curious what you make of Jon coming out with a UFC title. Did you see that, and if so, what's your response?
Yeah, I do. You know, I think when you, people, they cheer him. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, but I think it's a testament to his mental. It shows how disrespectful to come out here with that belt. It shows that he thinks there are no repercussions for his actions. That's why he's up, but it doesn't matter. That's why he's up here with that title. If he understood his issues, he would not do that. He would respect what he lost because of his actions outside. But there is no change on that young man. He's doing the same type of shit. He's doing the same thing. He will continue.
And were you done? Are you done? It's hard.
Go ahead.
Okay. For Joanna, I couldn't tell if you said something to Claudia or you just looked at her. What did you say to her up there?
Tell them how good friends we are right now.
Yeah, very good friends, man.
We spent together 6 weeks shooting The Ultimate Fighter, season 23. It's been an amazing time for me. We became just good friends.
Hey, you guys will see. We are good friends, man. Good friends. You guys will see. Watch the show.
Same shit all the time. You keep on just talking and talking and talking.
You're the one. You always talk shit. Shut up. Shut up. You're the one talking shit.
Look what I've got. What happened a few days ago? You're lucky that I didn't hit you.
Yeah, but hey,
watch this season. Gonna be the best one.
Look, the battle didn't hit me, but I kick you. Remember?
You can kick?
No?
We see July 8th.
Ask them to see. Watch it.
And just one last quick one, if I can. I just wanted to ask Chris a question. This is your first public appearance without the title. He has your belt, or the belt that you once had. What's it like for you being up there without the belt?
You're right. He has my belt, and I'm blessed I have the opportunity to get it back. You know, all power to Luke winning that last fight. But this guy, I won the belt a few times, and this kid was cocky before this last fight. Where he's at now is on a whole nother level. The people coming up to me, telling me how this guy's acting. He's walking around with sunglasses and acting like he's the big man on campus. I can't wait to go in there and ground his ass.
Hey, we're fighting on the West Coast, and the belt's staying on the West Coast.
East Coast. East Coast.
Who has the next question?
We're here, Dana, in the middle.
Go ahead, buddy.
Obviously, we're seeing some of the biggest rivalries now in the sport. So what can people expect for UFC 200 after all this announcement? And what are the odds for Mexico to have a pay-per-view this year?
Well, obviously, our announcement for 200 today is we have nothing for 200 yet. So we're working on it. We're gonna get through this weekend, and then we're gonna start working on UFC 200.
Question for Jon Jones. Jon, after you defeated Daniel Cormier at UFC 182, you said, I don't like Daniel Cormier, I don't respect Daniel Cormier, and I hope he's crying in a room right now. 13 months down the line, are your feelings still as strong?
Honestly, they're not at this point. Right now, I'm on a mission to prove to the world that you can get back on your feet after almost anything. If you don't give up on yourself, that it's all about continuing to fight. So I know in order to prove that, defeating Daniel Cormier is gonna be a big part of that. So I have no reason to not like him right now. I took his undefeated record. I'm gonna take his belt, and I'm gonna take my belt back, and I got no problem with him.
Guys, for the record, an hour ago, Jon called me the lamest, biggest pussy he had ever met in his entire life. So, I mean, In our goal, he said, "You are the lamest, biggest pussy I have ever met in my entire life." So believe it. Believe what you want. But he's lying to you guys again.
What'd he say?
You just.
You said.
Am I the biggest lying pussy you've ever met?
Are you the biggest pussy?
Am I the biggest pussy you have ever met and you want me to suck your dick like you told me?
Oh, yeah.
Is that what you told me? Is this not real now? Are we pretending? Are we pretending again?
It's hard to hear you.
Are we pretending again?
He said, are we pretending again? Are you pretending?
Oh, no.
Are we pretending? Are we doing this
we're not
fairy tale
pretending.
shit again?
No, you are the biggest pussy I've ever seen, for sure.
Okay. Are we pretending again? Hey, because I know what you said to me over here.
What'd you say?
He said, I know what you said to me over here.
Well, that you're pussy? That you're forever going to be my pussy?
What?
He said you're forever going to be my pussy.
And also that I'm forever going to be your pussy.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see. I like it, John, but I like it. But I want you to actually be honest with these people as you are with me. That's all I want.
Be like you are here, like you are with him.
Yeah.
Question to Luke Rockhold. Luke, in London last week, I asked you about the main event, Michael Bisping versus Anderson Silva, and you said that you wanted to be impressed by one of these guys in order to receive a title shot, perhaps down the line. My question is simple. Were you impressed by Michael Bisping last Saturday?
The fight was what I thought it was. Bisping looked good. He did his thing. Anderson, held back, didn't pull the trigger. Anderson looked good when he wanted to. The Bisping is who I know, who I thought he was.
Same question to Chris.
I think Bisping gave his best effort possible, did everything he can to win the fight, but I still thought Anderson beat him. Anderson, I don't know if he gave all his effort in that fight. He has to look at himself in the mirror, and I'm sure he's going to have some regrets.
It's too bad. Anderson's a little lost. Just like Chris after this fight. He's going to beat my Anderson Silva.
What's that? I hear him.
Hey, I've got a question for you, Jon. It's interesting, you posted at one point that you had completed all of your public service and that you were happy to have gone through the process and that you are a changed man, but yet as soon as you get around Daniel Cormier, we see the old Jon. So how difficult is it going to be for you to prove that you've changed and yet maintain the old Jon that got you to where you are?
Right, absolutely. So when you say you see the old Jon, me calling Daniel pussy, that's me as an athlete, In my personal life, I've made tremendous changes. People who actually know me would know that. Like I said, sobriety is something that I haven't had since I was really young. So I'm really proud of myself for that. My relationship with my family has gotten better. And every way in my life has gotten better. I've made major life changes. But as an athlete, yeah, I'll call Daniel a pussy because I believe he's a pussy.
And so, but is that anything that is provable to your fans? Do you know what I mean? There's just a certain amount of doubt.
Yeah. I think right now, if you have doubt on whether I've changed or not, that's warranted. I have a lot of proving to do. I think second chances are something that should be earned, and a lot of people who are truly fans of mine, I think they can tell that I'm trying. And as of right now, the accident just happened not too long ago, and I think I have a lot of proving to do, and that's only going to take time.
All right, thank you. And for you, El Kukui, question for you. As soon as this fight was announced, basically you and Khabib started going at it on social media. I'm just curious why he has gotten under your skin more than some other people have.
This guy just needs his first loss. It don't matter with the Twitter beef or whatever's going on. Whatever he can say. More, I love it. Bring it. This guy's gonna get his first loss. That's all I know, and it's gonna become not by decision. He's gonna get finished. He's gonna get finished.
We'll see.
Dude, you have no conditioning. You're flat-footed, you have no rhythm, and you're one-dimensional. You get hurt by your team, man. We're gonna be surprised if you make it to the weigh-ins.
Blah, 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 blah.
No BS, just get there, all right? Just get there.
Yeah, well, Khabib, for you, it is difficult. We haven't seen you in action in so long, so I'm curious where the attitude comes from, even though we haven't been able to actually see you proving yourself for quite some time.
This is very hard for me. I don't fight 2 years. Now I'm very exciting. I know for fans, very interesting how I come back, but for me it's too. And that's why I ask UFC, give me toughest opponent. UFC say, we have Tony Ferguson, 7-win streak. And I said, let's go, let's do this. And I like challenge. All my life, I fight with one of the best guys. And don't forget, I beat UFC lightweight champion. I dominate him, and we'll see what happens 16 April.
And just one last question for Joanna champion. What do you say to people who say that you did not, in fact, beat Claudia the first time out?
I did. Thanks, man. I love you. I did, and I'm gonna prove to her and her people that I'm the only one strawweight female champion.
Thank you.
Hey guys, I'd like to begin with a question for Daniel Cormier. Daniel, give us your thoughts. What's going to be different in this rematch with Jon Jones?
You know, there's some things that I'm working on. I've made some differences in my training to try to accommodate for where I failed before. But it's going to be different. I'm very confident. My confidence has never wavered, and I do feel good going into this rematch. But as I address these people in here, I say to you, guys, I've been sober. I haven't done all these things. I haven't wrecked my vehicle. I haven't been suspended. I didn't get stripped from my championship. I didn't do all those things. Guys, these are normal things that adult human beings do. You cheer this guy for saying he's not going to do these things anymore. I have done this my entire life, but you boo me. Thank you. Thank you.
Could someone bring Daniel some Kleenex, please?
Thank you. Hey, I'm not crying. I'm just sober. For more than 5 months.
Good for you. Good for you, Daniel. Careful, Daniel. You're getting emotional.
I'm not getting emotional. You're emotional trying to fight my training partner in the back and everybody else on my team.
Oh.
You're emotional.
Oh. They just hate Jon Jones.
That also was very weird. What were you doing in the dark? Watching videos of me. That was a year ago.
I was thinking about you, Daniel.
I've actually fought 2 times since then. Watch those.
I was thinking about you.
When did you fight?
I was thinking.
Oh, last time we fought.
You're losing it, Daniel.
Why?
Bring yourself back.
Why?
Bring yourself back.
Why? I'm fine, John.
Jon Jones, do you foresee this fight going the same way the first one did?
You know, last time I was just fighting to win. This time I'm fighting to kick his ass.
Thanks, guys. Moving over to Luke Rockhold. Luke, after winning the title, did you foresee a rematch with Chris would be your first title defense? Your thoughts on that, or were you hoping that you might meet someone else in the division?
Obviously, I had my hopes on a couple other areas. I thought I decisively won that one, but you know, I guess I left some bit of hope and.
You know.
Let him to believe he still has a chance. I'm sorry. I will eliminate all hope and all hope that he will have this next time around.
We'll see.
The thing is with Chris, he thinks and he prays. He doesn't know what's going to happen.
I know.
I know. Not only do I know how, I know when.
You have no idea.
June 4th.
Hey, listen,
LA
I want
Forum,
you to be this confident.
Weidman goes down in the second round.
My friend, please be this
Mark my
confident.
words.
I'm going to rip your heart out.
What are you going to do differently?
You'll see. You'll see.
What are you gonna do?
You will see.
You and your broken foot. Your kicks were the most effective thing you had in the whole fight.
Antibiotics. Antibiotics. Isn't that supposed to make you feel better? Shut up. Right away, you get the mic.
What does that mean?
You win the belt, and the first thing you do is have an excuse.
Why?
Shut up.
I'm gonna whoop your ass.
You are
I feel
not.
bad.
You're not. I was throwing you around
like a rag doll. I don't want to beat you up.
I didn't even train for that fight. I was throwing you around like a rag doll. I throw a spinning back kick. Congratulations, you won the fight. We have a rematch.
My Anderson Silva, Chris Weidman.
Keep sticking to DC's little notepad that he gave you.
Hey, wait, what the hell? How do you... Wait, what are you talking about, Weidman?
Hey, we aren't friends anymore. It's AKA is done. Hey, all you guys do is talk trash.
Yeah.
Jon Jones, Chris Weidman, we're getting our belts back.
Let's go.
And if you haven't forgotten, this is New York right here. This is New York. Jon Jones, Chris Weidman, we're taking over.
Yes, we are.
Okay. Challenge, tag team match?
Yeah.
Let's do a tag team match.
Yes, please.
All day, every day.
You know what Luke's like in the room. Don't be so confident in him.
He's
I know,
fine.
I know what you're like
Luke's
in the
fine.
cage.
Hey,
I'll tell you that.
Chris, he's fine, and he knows what you're like in the cage.
Yeah, he does with everything that I was going through, but it's all good. And I want him to feel very
Chris, you
confident
look
right
like
now.
a lost puppy running around. Like you don't know where you're at.
Right now, you're saying, or in the cage?
Ever since the fight, you just look a little lost. I'm not gonna
lost.
lie.
No, I've never been so focused. I got my eyes on you, my friend.
Yo, this is
Chris,
awesome.
Hey, you can train with Mark Henry. You can go find Freddie Roach. You could resurrect Helio Gracie.
Stick on the Twitter and keep scouting me. You know everything I'm doing. You do it all. Focus on me. Focus. Stop. Get out of the clubs and focus on me.
Mine's not broke.
Take the belt off your off your waist. Get in the gym.
I put the work in like no one else. I wasn't the one gassing.
Get out of the soccer stadiums. Come hang out with me.
Final question I have.
I'll enjoy my life outside the cage and I'll still whoop your ass.
We will see. We will see. That's catching up to you, my friend.
Jerry.
All right, final question I have. Thank you for the epic trash talk. I want to know, is there any trash talk between Alistair Overeem and teammate Andrei Arlovski, as you guys have trained together at Jackson's for the last few years? Talk about fighting a teammate, please. Alistair?
Well, I mean, we're teammates, but we're not friends. We don't train together. We sparred twice, maybe 3 times. Yeah, I don't think there's really any well, at least from me, there's no animosity towards Andrei. I'm looking forward to the competition. I'm looking forward to headline the first UFC ever in Holland. And may the best man win.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this fight. Alistair absolutely right. We're not friends. We just sparred maybe 2-3 times over like less than 2 years. Very excited about this fight and can't wait to fight him in Holland.
Question for Dana. Dana, June 18th in Ottawa is the first Canadian stop of this year. Do you anticipate being back in the Canadian market in 2016 and in Calgary in particular?
I don't know. I don't know yet. You know, obviously, I'm very excited about this fight. You know, we've been trying to get this thing done now for about a month, and I'm pumped. So we're going there. We're bringing a great fight, and then we'll see what happens.
Okay. And then question for Rory. It's pretty rare that fighters get third shots at guys they've lost to twice. Given the way that your previous 2 fights have gone with Robbie Lawler, are you viewing this fight as being an opportunity to get another title shot?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm gonna put on a great performance, go out there, dominate my fight if possible, and lobby for a next shot again.
I'm going to take 2 more questions. Who wants it?
Urijah.
You got the next.
You've been involved in so many title fights. Why is this one going to be different?
You know, first off, I've been a world champion for a lot of years. I've been a top contender my entire career. I've fought 41 times. You know, as far as Dom making old jokes, taking a desk job because you can't handle your real job because you got your body falling apart is old. He's old. Some people live to 60, some people live to 110. He's old, I'm very young. And I'm gonna bust him up. He's got 1 finish in 9 years under Zuffa umbrella. And he wins by a margin every single fight. I finish guys.
Every time.
I'll put him in.
I win every time, and I win titles
not every time, Dom.
And I win titles every time.
Check the record, bud. Not every time, bud.
Not all of us can be used
all of you can be,
and
brother.
sell our way to title fights. That's all you do.
Oh,
sell your way.
You sit on the sidelines for 4 years, and I fight everybody. Go up in multiple weight classes.
That's an advantage for
and
me.
You just sit here and work out the whole time, fight twice, come back with back fat, looking skinny fat. I mean, what did USADA do to you?
What are you talking about?
Look at yourself. Look at the difference in your body. You look like a soft, pudgy, half Latino.
You ever blown out your knees, buddy?
No, I haven't, dude.
Exactly.
I haven't because I'm made for battle. You're not.
What? You don't fight anybody in the best. Every time you fight the best, you lose.
Are you not the best? I fought you twice. Is
And
Jose
you
Aldo
lost.
the best?
And you lost.
I beat multiple
Last time
world
you won a
champions.
title that meant anything was in Nam, man.
Bro.
All the way back at Nam, dude.
Is that,
like, you haven't won nothing.
Hey, I honestly, I gotta give you props for coming back. I thought TJ was gonna beat you. TJ showed up like pre-teen, bro, skinny. You showed up with back fat, love handles.
Okay, so
like,
you're gonna attack the way I looked after I won. Who cares?
No, you guys are fighting
I won.
fractions of what you used to be. I'm gonna whoop you, dude.
You're out of your
I'm
mind,
built
man.
for battle.
You're delusional.
I've had 41 fights and
You're
you had 20
delusional.
fights.
You're absolutely delusional.
Bro,
You can't even
I'm gonna
hit me.
smash you,
You
brother.
move back the whole time. You have no striking. You get beat up all the time.
No,
That's what
hey,
you do.
have
You get
you-
beat up.
have you
That's what
ever
you do. You get
injured
beat up
anybody?
at a world-class level.
Have you
That's
ever
what you do.
injured anybody?
What are we talking about injuries for?
Have you ever
man?
rocked
We're talking
somebody and
about
had to go
injuries
for a
40
finish
years.
like I did last fight? Have you ever gone a minute and a half of full, full
this
go
is
trying
what
to
I've
kill
had
somebody?
To listen to for so long. I'm sorry.
You're gonna have to listen to
Forced
anything. You're gonna be
listen to this.
unconscious. I'm gonna
He's
whoop your
delusional.
ass.
Oh, we got him to cuss.
Go ahead. Jump in here, sir.
For Henry Cejudo,
We got him
Henry,
to
you
cuss
always
finally.
said that this is
Just
a
for
plan.
you, Dom.
For Henry, you always said that this was a plan, that the championship fight in the UFC was coming. You do think that you match up well against Demetrious Johnson. What makes you such a difficult fighter for DJ?
I think so. I think my wrestling, I think I neutralize it with the wrestling side of it. I think my stand-up, I've taken my time with the sport, and I just feel like I'm just a perfect matchup for not just Demetrious, but any fighter. So, like I said, his time is coming, and I'm the big cheese. I'm the mousetrap.
And for Fabricio, just quickly, Fabricio, this was a dream. You always wanted to fight in Brazil. It's a big stadium. It's 40,000 people. How does it feel to finally get your dream fight in Brazil with the belt?
Yes, for sure. I'm very excited for this fight. 45,000 people in my country. And I just show in the world again why I'm the best in the world. That's it.
And Dana, just quickly, I mean, you had the big stadium show in Australia last year. You now having a stadium show in Brazil. How does it feel with such a market that you love like Brazil to finally be able to put such a big show there?
Yeah, no, we think it's time. We think we have the right card, and it's all about timing. The right place, the right time, the right fights, and it's time. So we're gonna try it. Go ahead. This is the last one right here.
Just for Steven, real quick. I know you're really adamant that you wanted a title shot after your last win. What do you like about the fight with Rory? Why did you accept that fight?
Well, I'm ranked number 2 right now. Yeah, I wanted the Robbie Lawler fight, but he's number 1. He's the guy that's standing in front of me right now. And if I got to prove to the fans in the UFC, they got to face one more guy to prove that I'm ready for that title shot. So be it. And what better guy than Rory MacDonald,
Hey, real quick, I just want to say, Ariel, thank you for the questions. Yep, and I just want to say I love Ireland. Thank you.
Just real quick for Dana. Dana, yesterday with Connor and Nate, will there be any repercussions for those guys? And what was it like being up there when that whole thing was going on?
I obviously was expecting, my job is to make sure these guys don't touch each other. Sometimes I fail. I failed yesterday, and I won't fail today. I promise, all right?
No fines for those guys, nothing like that?
No. Listen, every time we do these square-offs, unless it turns out like these two.
Wait, you do realize we got fined, right?
No, you should have got fined. You should have been fined. You weren't fined enough. So thank you all for coming. Well, I'm going to get these guys up here. We're going to square them off for photo ops, and then we'll be back with the weigh-ins. Thank you, guys.
Even with the HPX, well, at least the HPX